The topic that we are going to discuss today is fixed effect, random effects, and heterogeneity for meta-analysis. Now, in this case, in this study, you can see the forest plot. So we have discussed the forest plot yesterday, and in this forest plot, these are the effect sizes. So these are the different effect sizes, and all the effect sizes. So you can see that we are having the study number 87 to it is study number 95, and I take this picture from the Google. So this indicates the different effect sizes of the odd ratio for different studies, right? So one thing now I want to ask you, all the effect sizes are different, right? You can see they are different. So what difference you can observe in the forest plot? What kind of difference you can observe in the forest plot? You can see all the effect sizes. You can see all the effect sizes, and I am asking you that how these studies are different. So tell me the answer in the chat box. How the effect sizes are different. My simple question is that how these effect sizes are different. So Vinod say the variance is not too much, but actually you can see the variance of the different studies are different. The number one, you can note down it. The variance of the different effect sizes are different. Number two, I'm looking at the answers but not getting the right answers. Yeah. So yeah, Maheshwari told me weight. Very good. So all these studies, all the effect sizes are different with respect to two aspects, right? So now I'm writing the answer. So I'm writing the answers here. The first aspect is the variance. So some studies have the lower variance and some studies have the higher variance. So you can see that the variance of these studies are different. And basically in this forest plot, the variances are in increasing order. So the first study is with the lowest variance, and the last study is with the highest variance. So variance is 1. Number 2, the second difference of the effect sizes is the weight. And there is a negative relationship between the variance and the weight. Higher the variance, lower is the weight, more is the weight, lower is the variance, right? So in forest plot, all the effect sizes are different with respect to two aspects, variance and the weight. And this weight is coming from the sample size. Sample size is one of the reason of the difference in the weight. And basically sample size is somewhere related to the concept of degree of freedom. So the degree of freedom is influencing the weight, basically, right? So I hope now you clear that what is the difference between the effect size of different studies. Okay, now let's move. Okay, so a forest plot show each study's effect size and the 95% confidence level in one concise diagram. So we are having the upper limit and we are having the lower limit. And if I ask you that how can we calculate the lower limit and the upper limit, I hope you can tell me. So what is the property or what is the formula of calculation of the lower limit and the upper limit? Okay, now I am telling you this also. How to calculate this upper limit and the lower limit? Basically, the effect size plus minus 1.96 multiplied by the standard error is the formula of calculating the lower limit and the upper limit. And this standard error is nothing, it is the square root of the variance. So these two formulas, I hope you also understand that on the basis of the variance, we calculate the standard error. A standard error will influence the upper limit and the lower limit. So these upper limit and lower limit actually coming from where? Coming from the variance. And variance is calculated from where? Degree of freedom. So one thing I can also say here, the upper limit and the lower limit, you can see this is the upper limit, this is the lower limit, upper limit. In all the cases we are having the lower limit and the upper limit, and these lower and upper limit is coming from where? Degree of freedom, or in simple language, sample size. So आपको अपने दिमाग में ना बिठा लेना एक्चुअली कि so what is important here? Important is that the sample size is one of the reason of the weight. The sample size is one of the reason of the difference in the bodies, and also upper limit, lower limit, as well as the variance. Okay, so I hope you understand this also. Let's move. From the plot, we can observe the distribution of the effect size. You can see the lower limit, upper limit, and the different effect sizes. All the dots are basically representing the effect size, and the body is representing the weight, and determine whether there is a variation between the studies. Okay, to test the variation graphically, there is one simple method, that simply attempt to draw a straight vertical line through these studies. Okay, let me try this. If I draw a vertical line, right? If I plot a vertical line to the diamond, now I have to check one thing. Can this line cover all these effect sizes? Is it possible that this straight line covers all the effect sizes? Like this is not covered, right? But in this straight line, most of these studies are coming, but it may be possible that some of the effect sizes will not be crossed by this straight line. So this simple test will test you whether the variance is low in the studies, right, or the variance is high, right? So you can see that there is a variance between the effect sizes, and this variance increases with the sample size. Now I am simply asking you one more question. You can see here that all effect sizes are not equal. All effect sizes are not equal. So what is the reason of the variance of the effect sizes? So think on it, and I will come to this question again. Okay, so I am showing you some more forest plots. In this case, if we plot a straight line, or if we plot a straight line here, so some observations we are having. Like when the variances are too high, it may be possible that all the effect sizes may not be the part of this straight line, or this straight line is not covering some of the studies. Like in this example, in this slide, this study is not crossed by the straight line. This study is not crossed by the straight line. However, in this case, all these studies are crossed by the straight line. So we have two type of cases. This is the case number one. When if you draw a straight line on the this diamond, if you plot a straight vertical line starting from the diamond, right? And all the studies are crossed by this line. This is known as case number one. And this case is important case. I will explain you what is this case known as. In second case, when I start plotting the straight line from the diamond, few studies are not the part of this straight line. So 1, 2, and one more. You can see that 3 and maybe 4. So there are 4 studies you can see in this plot which are not corrected by, or which is not crossed by the straight line, right? Okay, so this is known as case number 2. Case number 2. So we are having two type of cases in meta-analysis when all the studies are near to each other, when the all effect sizes are near to each other. Like in case 1, you can see here. In case number 2, all the effect sizes are slightly different from each other. And when I plot the straight line from the diamond, some studies are crossed by the straight line, and some studies are not crossed by the straight line. So now the lecture starts on why effect sizes of different studies are different. Why effect size of different studies are different. In most of the cases, different researchers conclude different values, right? In medical science, you can take the example of many medicines. Some studies say that medicine is very effective. Some studies say the medicines is less effective, right? Even in corona effect, you may read some of the articles that the effect of corona is different in India. It was different in Italy. It was different in Russia, and its effect was different in US. So why different studies have the different effect sizes? So this is the question of the today's session, right? So now I am going to ask you again one thing. So what is the reason of the difference in the effect sizes? Why the effect sizes of the different studies are different? Now think on it and give me the answer. Yeah, Ramya madam say that because of the cultural factors, and Dharmendra Singh is saying because of the sample characteristics or sample demographics. Yeah, Majan Saab said they due to different sample size, different environment, different methodology, weight, demographics. Yes. So now you are giving me the right answer. So you are giving me the right answer because one of these study may be conducted in US on different age group. One of these study may be conducted in India on a different age group. So the studies may be conducted on different people, on different scales, with different environments, right? So there are differences, different respondents, yeah, sample size different. So there are many reasons. There are many reasons why different studies are giving me the different effect size. Okay. So whatever you are saying, I just compile here. So these are the different possible answers you gave me. That the effect size are different because of the difference in the sample size, difference or due to chance. It may be possible that due to chance, due to the sampling design, due to the difference in the research methods, right? Sometimes you use different machines, due to the different demographics of the respondents, due to the difference in the scales, due to the difference in geographical regions. So there could be many reasons of the difference in the responses, right? Okay. And even I'm telling you, if you ask the same question from different people, so do you think everybody will give you the same answer? No, right? Because the perception of different people are different. The perception of people different upon their experience, their knowledge, their exposure. So different studies may not give you the same answer every time. So these are the different reasons that because of that we are getting the different effect sizes. Okay, now I am dividing the reasons, all the reasons which you are telling me, into two categories. So I am telling you the reasons in two categories. The first reason is known as the I'm saying that the total variance in the effect size, the total variance in the effect size is coming because of the two reasons, right? The first reason is known as within study variance, and this variance may come because of the difference in the sample size and due to the chance, right? So whatever variance you have in the effect sizes, this is just because of the difference in the sample size or due to the chance. So this is actually the case one. So in case one, we assume that all the values are actually same. Within study variance, we assume that all the effect size are actually same, and whatever difference lies in the effect sizes is just because of the chance or the difference in the sample size, right? So this is called within study variance. So in first case, if you remember, in the first case, we assume that all the effect sizes are same. Like in this case, all the effect sizes are same. So whatever slight difference we can see is because of the chance. Because of the chance. So this is called variation due to within effect, right? So this is the case number one. And in case number one, the variance is only due to within study variance, right? Okay. Now if we have the case study number 2, case 2. In this case, even if we plot the straight line, some of the studies will not be part of the straight line. Many of the, in this case, there are 4 studies which are not touched by this straight line. So I call it the case number 2, because in case number 2, I have doubt. So what is the doubt? The doubt is that all effect sizes may not be same. All effect sizes may not be same. So this, you can see there is a variance, right? So there are 2 type of variances. The first variance is coming because of the within study variance, and second case is the between study variance. Now, what is the between study variance? So between study variance means it may be possible that they are adopting the different research methods, different machines, different demographics, like different age groups, different religions, different regions, right? Different income group, and due to the different in the scales, due to the different in the geographical regions. So these are the reasons. These are the reasons of more variance, right? So I call this case number 2. So in case number 2 is included included this plus this, right? In case number 1, between study variance is 0. In case number 2, between study variance is not 0. So now I hope you understand there are 2 type of variances in the effect sizes, and these variances are very important because these variants will generate a new concept which is known as heterogeneity. Okay, so heterogeneity. Now I hope you are getting some clues that how to get what is the reason of different effect sizes in the different studies. Okay, now the problem is that how to calculate these variances. How to calculate these variances, right? Okay, so let me speak on this. Okay, now see this slide. So let me explain you this slide first in the whiteboard. Then I will explain you the formulas. Okay, so just listen this carefully. This is study number 1. This is study number 2, study number 3, 4, and 5. So we are having the 5 studies, right? And in all the 5 studies, we calculated the variance 1, variance 2, variance 3, variance 4, variance 5. And this variance is calculated by the formula which we discussed yesterday. I showed the formula, all the formulas of calculating the variance. If you remember, so I have demonstrated the formulas of the variance. Because we are having 4 cases, so there are 4 different formulas of the variance. Okay, now from this variance we calculated the weight 1 upon V1. So weight of second study is equal to 1 upon V2. So weight of third study is equal to 1 upon V3. Weight upon 4, 1 upon V4, and weight upon 5 is equal to V5. And after calculating the weight, then we calculate what effect size? Effect size of 1. In this effect size is the Hazard's G in case of first case, log of risk ratio or log of odds ratio in second case, and the Fisher Z in case of correlation. So we are having different kind of effect size. So effect size of second, effect size of third, 4, and 5. Now we multiply the weight multiplied by the effect size, right? So we multiply weight with the effect size. Just try to find out the logic. So we are having the weight upon effect size of 2, weight 3, effect size of 3, weight 4, effect size of 4, weight 5, effect size of 5. Then we take this sum. This is the sum of the weight multiplied by the effect size. And then we calculate the sum of the weight, right? So if I divide this value by the weight, right, this is known as the diamond. So this is the value of diamond, right? So diamond is calculated by simply the weighted average of the effect size adjusted by the variance, right? Okay. So we will calculate the diamond with the help of this formula. But in this formula, there is one catch. So what is the catch? So catch is that, let me show you that. So as I told you that weight, what is weight? Weight is equal to 1 upon variance. And diamond is calculated by this, right? And this variance is depends upon, if you remember, this variance depends upon degree of freedom or sample size. So this variance is known as within study variance. This variance is known as within study variance. But the problem is that this variance we can apply when all these studies have the equal effect size, and only variance which we are having is because of the sample size, right? So this case number one is known as fixed effect model. This case is known as fixed effect model, and this fixed effect model assumes that only within variation is present and between variation is assumed to be zero or insignificant. So now if I show you the case number one, you just read this column first. This is the case number one. In case number one, I assume that there is only one variance which is calculated by the degree of freedom or the sample size, and this variance is only due to this change in sample size. So this variance is known as within study variance, and with the help of this variance we calculate the weight, and with the help of the weight we calculate the diamond by the weighted average of the effect size. And this model is known as fixed effect model. This model is known as fixed effect model, right? And in fixed effect model, we assume that the only variance we are having is within variance, and there is no between variance in this case. Okay, so let me show you the case of fixed effect model. So when you are having this case one, that all effect size are equal, the only variance which is coming is because of the sample size, right? So this is case number one, and if you plot a vertical line from the diamond, all studies will crossed by this straight line. This case is known as fixed effect model. Okay, now the problem is that in reality, if you see all the papers of meta-analysis, can you imagine that how much proportion of the studies have fixed effect, right? How many studies are there? How many studies are there where which are based on fixed effect model, right? The answer is actually very rare, right? So it means this is just a hypothetical case. Whenever we are going for applying the meta-analysis, we are not going to apply the fixed effect model. So what to do, right? So now we are introducing a new concept. This concept is known as heterogeneity in the effect sizes. So heterogeneity in effect sizes. So now I'm going to explain you what is this heterogeneity, how we capture this heterogeneity, and how we report this heterogeneity. So any query up to here? So say yes if this is clear to you, and if any problem is there, please tell. So can I move?